What's up, beautiful Pisces friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name's Annie. Happy to have all the Pisces gang out there with me today. We're going to do a fun little tarot spread for you about love and romance, relationships, things of that sort. So, yeah, welcome. Settle in, right? Strap in. It's going to be a ride. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you guys know my drill, right? These are general messages here on YouTube. Not everything I say will resonate with all the Pisces out there. It's up to you guys to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. I encourage you to only take away the messages that resonate with you, right? That's kind of common sense. But yeah, knowing in advance not everything or not every message will be yours. Take away the ones that empower you, that motivate you, that inspire you, that strike a chord with you, right? That fit your story. Ooh, bottom of your deck, Two of Cups. Ooh, Pisces. All right, cool. I'm into this already. I was gonna say, I don't think we could do another rough one for you guys, right? The last few have been pretty brutal. All right, that feels very positive. Anyway, totally lost track of what I was saying. Everything else is written in the description box below for you. Yeah, use these readings for your best and highest good. You are extremely empathic, extremely intuitive, Pisces. You will know which messages are yours, and give them time to resonate. That was the last thing I was going to say, because sometimes the messages won't click instantly, but if later down the line they do, then take it and run with it. That means that was your message. Enough rambling. I can hear you guys just like, get on with it, girl. I'm getting there. 2 more shuffles, 2 more cards for Pisces. Ooh, boom, they came right out. There's the Tower. All right, cool. Let's see what that's all about. So bottom of your deck is the King. Ooh, you got 2 kings, Pisces. You got 2 kings? All right, so whether you're male or female, unless this is a same-sex partnership, in which, cool, that's fine. But neither one is the King of Cups, though. So either way, I'm actually sensing that there might be multiple people involved here, particularly a fire sign as well as an air sign. Doesn't have to be. Both these cards can indicate very deep, very strong, very... I don't know what another word, but where I'm going with this is communication. Both wands and swords can be communication, so maybe there's a meeting of the minds, right? Maybe you Pisces are an Aquarian Pisces cusper, and your energy is being translated as like the King of Swords. So maybe this just represents you and your partner having like a really deep, with the Kings, like a sensual heart-to-heart talk. And maybe for a while you guys didn't see eye to eye, literally, right? One's looking off in the distance, one's looking straight ahead. Maybe the fire sign was still kind of stuck on something that happened in the past and you were trying to like look forward, optimism. But yeah, especially if you were dealing with some sort of struggle or some sort of conflict, it seems like there's going to be action or movement towards bringing peace to a relationship, potentially reconciliation. And then, I mean, the Two of Cups I love, because otherwise I would say, ooh, is this still third-party energy? But for most of you, I think it's just like, oh, okay, we're back to being friends. We're back to being like, kind of like our happy old selves, and like, yeah, being in a state of like joy and like ever-flowing love is sort of what I get with that. Beautiful cards, beautiful cards. I might be dealing with an Aquarius or a Leo, though it doesn't have to be. Fire signs, as most of us know, are Aries, Leo, Sag. Air signs. Let me try that again. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you might be dealing with one of those two. Those energies are presenting quite strong here. All right, so let's peek into your person first and foremost. All right, so you got a divine pairing. Interesting. You have the only card in reverse is the Emperor. All right, beautiful. So you have a divine pairing with the sword energy. So again, I am kind of getting the same metaphor of people not looking the same direction. When the kings were paired, again, the King of Swords is always looking ahead. This one, the way we put it, he was looking in the past. And then when we pair them this way, she's looking at him, but he's not looking at her. This is kind of all over the place, but let's dig in and see what messages are coming through. So your person's energy is presenting as the Queen of Swords. So the counterpart to, I was going to say, I think this is you, Pisces, whether you're male or female, if you're not dealing with any third party shit, and some of you aren't, right? Some of you are just very strong, and it's like you're channeling your masculine energy, male or female, to have like a very like, it's like a fair fight. It's an equal battle. They're both kings, so it's like nobody has the higher ground. Nobody is more authoritative. Nobody is in like a higher power position. So maybe this all has to do with your boss, right? But it's kind of saying to me, this is an equal match here. Like there is no like, yeah, like there's no sense of, even like as in a gender thing, like, oh, well, I'm the lesser of the two or bullshit like that. It's very like, no, like neck and neck. It's an equal pairing. Your person their overall energy is wanting to communicate with her hand, welcoming in the communication, welcoming in their person, right? You could be dealing with, again, an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So their mental space, interesting. So not one of the greatest cards to get in a mental sector. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify that. Their heart space is lovely. They're making a romantic offer, an offer packed with lots of love, lots of affection, lots of emotion. In the cup's energy too, which is you, Pisces, the water element. I like that. And then, let's see. And then their action cards. So they're making a judgment about moving forward with something, a judgment about a Cancer. Is there a Cancer in their life? Is there a strong Cancer in your chart, Pisces, or theirs potentially? But it is a card of victory. So they're making a decision that they feel is right, that they feel is victorious. And that's sort of what I get with this too. She's very intuitive, but she's very logical. When she makes a decision, there's no room for wiggle room or flexibility. It's like rules is rules. That's sort of what I get with both these pairings. So it's almost like if you step out of line, if you do wrong by the Emperor, then it's like he smacks you back in. It's that kind of thing. And hopefully that's not like a metaphor for any sort of like physical abuse. I didn't even mean to go down that road. But the way I said that with the Emperor in reverse, that can be someone who is like an abuse of power. So, be real careful with that. Maybe a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But here's the thing. It's showing up in their mental sector. So if they're not sort of abusing their power, and God forbid, I hope that. If that's the case, please seek help. Please reach out to someone more than a tarot reader who can get you out of that situation. For those of you who don't relate to that at all, this is almost saying they're seeing the error of their ways, that they were ruling unjustly. They were ruling the kingdom unfairly. This can sometimes be the card of being like the father, right? So this could be someone that you're already, married to and have kids with, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I'm sort of getting they've seen or recognized mentally, they've come to the conclusion, right? Because they are thinking logically, that there was a misuse of power or somebody wasn't in their highest vibration, making some sort of commands and orders or being very demanding about something. Yeah, it's like the Emperor has decided to soften up. That's sort of what I'm getting with that. Like he is someone who maybe didn't want to be vulnerable, right? He's got his battle armor on, right? His suit of armor. It's because he's had to fight many battles, and so he goes into any relationship sort of anticipating that he's going to have to fight, right? I'm sort of getting like someone in the ring, like just ready to pounce. There's something about that they've recognized that with you, Pisces, you beautiful, gentle, sensitive, emotional fish, right? I know you guys get sick of hearing that. I'm sorry. It's like you're not going to win with a Pisces by being like ready to duke it out. They're just like, I came for a hug, and why are you being all defensive? I think that's what this is. I think this person has a change of heart in terms of how guarded they are being. That's what I get from that. So let me throw some clarifiers on it. Nuts. I forgot to take out an oracle deck. I have a ton of tarot cards, but sometimes I like to clarify with oracle cards because it's a catch-22. They're far more specific messages, so it's not for everybody with an oracle card, but sometimes I think the universe wants me to keep it general so that the people who need this message, can hear it and relate to it on some level. So tarot cards it is. Clarify the Emperor in reverse. Why is that coming up? The World. All right. Beautiful. Completions, harmony. Yeah. And then they're reaching out again with that one. A lot of you are probably dealing with a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or at least someone who has like a fire moon, if that makes sense. Something about fire is very strong here. It's like they reach out that wand of communication. They're closing out some sort of difficult cycle. Maybe it's with their career. This could, and I'm not necessarily predicting this, but because it's coming up in their mental sector, it could be the fear of losing a job. The Emperor can absolutely represent our business endeavors, our career, our finances, right? He's the job. He's the one who builds the empire. He's the boss, or however you want to say it. In reverse, there could be some sort of fear of a lack of stability, instability. It's all about order and control and rules and, building the empire. In reverse, sometimes reversals can mean the opposite of that. So it could indicate that like they've graduated onto a new job, or they're looking for that ace. They're looking for that new job, that new application, that new communication. So if it doesn't have to do with their workspace, which is on their mind, it could indicate that they're closing out a cycle being like the energy vampire, the negative Nelly, the person who was all about order and control and kind of, fixated on things, but it wasn't in their highest vibration. It seems like they're closing that out and they want to either start anew or try something brand new. And maybe it's sexual, right? The way I said that. It could absolutely be, because this is very much a card of sexuality, the Ace of Wands. So And there's something about this world card, because it is just presented the way it is. It's like blue with that, like, instead of like the cloth wrapped around it, it's like that splash of water. I do think that indicates you, Pisces. It's like they're still sexually attracted to you, or they're looking at you in like a sexual manner. Even some, and I don't know, something about the mother of their children is sort of coming through here to me, like creating a world together, creating a family together. All right, let's clarify this Judgment and Chariot. Did they make a decision to... you might be dealing with a Cancer if you're not dealing with a fire sign. Did they make a decision to go off with a Cancer and now they're circling back to you? Does anyone relate to that message? The Chariot can indicate travel, like distance. It's possible that this person moved out. Or the opposite is deciding to move. Oh, maybe it's deciding to move in with you. With these two aces, yeah, it's the beginning of something new that is sexually, kind of lit and exciting. And yeah, there's great like sexuality and passion there. But there's also like love and like raw emotions that come from a very pure place. It's almost like they've hit reset both in their mind and in their heart. That's where these aces are showing up. And they're approaching it with... I just heard with integrity, but with logic, with absolute clarity of what they want. They're welcoming in this new chapter, this new cycle. Then you have the Knight of Wands. All right. Card of Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo again. This is popping with fire energy. Yeah, you have two cards of travel. Did this person decide to take a new job that involves a lot of travel, or that puts them at a distance from you? Like physically? Yeah, interesting. Okay, so with this card, I just sort of got like the idea of waking the dead and Judgment. I heard waking up to say goodbye. That's so funny. That's the lyrics of Leaving on a Jet Plane. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye. That's so funny. I was just listening to that song the other day. And that happens to me a lot. The lyrics come out in my readings. So yeah, maybe this person is traveling or going on a business trip. I mean, I don't really know who's doing that while we're in quarantine, but maybe that's going to come in sooner or later. I'm not really getting much from this though. I mean, I'm getting, yes, they're traveling, and they're, again, the water and the fire here, right? Some of you have very strong Cancer in your chart. Yeah. And then Judgment is a card of Scorpio. It's closing out some sort of cycle harmoniously and balance, wrapping it up in a cute bow before you move on. So you have the King of Swords again. Who are all these people? You also have the Emperor. You also have the Knight. Do you have a teenage son who's a fire sign, or a daughter, I guess, for that matter, who's an air sign? Pisces. I feel like I'm not doing you justice. Just give me 1 second. They're making a judgment to go after what they're passionate about. Okay, and I think we were saying, for the most of you, unless there was third-party activity, this is representing you. That's what they're headed towards. Okay, got it. I was going to say, because I was getting like, are these different people going towards other people? But this is a new deck, by the way. How cool is this? The Muse Tarot, or Tarot Muse. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. Anyway, they're making a decision that they're passionate, and they're going to come in to offer something with you. And with this, it's very like twin flamey to me. There's a mirror image to it. So yeah, you guys may have gone through some sort of, argument or conflict. Someone may have decided to actually leave, to take a break and like venture elsewhere. But then they hit some sort of crossroads where they decided, I don't like being single. I want to be with my person again. Thank you, Spirit. And then they come in and like they restore the relationship back to health. But it's almost like new rules apply now. That's what I mean. It's like the old way of doing things is out the window. It's expired. Something wasn't working there before. And that was the downfall of this relationship, which I think is this, right? almost like you have to establish new rules. Like sort of with this, it's like you're out of order. It's like, no, that was the old version of me. That was the old version of you. Like, if we're going to try this again, we're going to fucking crush it, or I'm not going to give you the time of day. I think someone has seen the error of their way. And I don't know. I just want to say, with their energy presenting as this, they have good intentions, but they're presenting as a knight. So that means to me, they're going to slip up here and there. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be promiscuous per se, though it could be. For the most part, though, it's like you kind of got to rein this person in. That's sort of what I'm getting here, Pisces. With the charioteer who has to rein in the horses. You have a knight, and they're very fun, and they're very exciting, and they're very sexual, and they're very beautiful, and they make your heart swell with that, watery, loving, joyous energy. But they're a little bit of a wild child, is sort of what I get from this. So it's like, every now and then, I think you got to pull the reins in on them, and that's not fun. It almost makes it feel like you have to be the bad guy, or like, good guy, bad guy, good cop, bad cop. Maybe some of you are a parent, and there's that relationship of like the fun parent versus like, the one who enforces the rules. I am getting that dynamic with you guys. But it is beautiful. You guys do work together quite well in some ways. But yeah, it's almost like somebody needed to go and explore their freedom a little bit to make them realize what was missing in their life. And I do think that was you. It's like when they came, you have this card twice. Oh my gosh, you have the King of Swords 3 times. Again, twin flamey type stuff, you guys. Double images. Very much, I always associate that card with Aquarius too, if that means anything to anyone. But I guess that sort of means innovative ways of thinking. If you're trying to solve this relationship almost as like a puzzle, how do we get it to work? You have to approach it in a very like unique, innovative way. There's something very special about the way you two interact, the way you two operate. Anyway, if this person does, I am sort of sensing there was a break, or you guys like decided to take a break or a pause, or however you want to call it though, or whatever you want to call it. But what they came to realize that like what they were missing when they went off to explore and maybe pursue other options, or go like leave you to pursue a job in another country, whatever it is, they still held you in their hand. That world card, and as I said, that was representing you. That's sort of what I'm getting from this, is it kind of took them an experience of singlehood, essentially, with these two cards. They had to go off and like sow their oats, which is so like Sagittarian to me, right? They long for freedom and movement, mutable signs, right? Like you, Pisces. So there's something really cool about that. That's what I mean. You guys probably go on like epic adventures together. There's something very fun about the two of you together. But then when it comes to like being the heavy or being the bad guy, you're the one who has to enforce the rules and sort of treat this person almost like a parent-child dynamic a little bit. But I think you're going to be expressing to them that there are certain things you do that I don't like, but I'm not ready to move on from you yet. I'm ready to give this another try because you're my wish. You're my wish fulfillment. You're my person. Like, that's what I mean. It's like, you make me happy. So like, let me in. Why are you blocking me? Why are you being guarded? Why do you have trust issues? You guys have some sort of breakthrough to get to the core of what the problems were in this relationship. So then your energy, you're in assessment mode. That's what your energy is presenting as, like, in this spread. They're wanting to communicate. They're welcoming in that new chapter. You're like, Well, I do think you still have affection for them. And I mean, quite frankly, you're watching a tarot reading on them, right, Pisces? So let's see what that's about. I'm sorry, guys. So then in your headspace, love it. This is sometimes your card. Sometimes it's, again, a card of Cancer. I don't know why I keep feeling this. And again, it's not for everybody. Don't make it your story if it's not. If there was third-party activity, part of me thinks there may have been a Cancer involved. Maybe that has to do with if they went off to pursue other options. Maybe you started dating around. Maybe you went on a date with a Cancer or something like that. Something about the other water sign, like the two of you. I don't know. It's not for everybody. Anyway, in your overall mental sector, you're being extremely intuitive. You're thinking things through in great depth and great detail because you know that there are messages trying to be relayed to you from God, from Source, from the universe. She's the silent woman, right? She's not overly talkative, really. She sits in silence. She has her little sacred scroll. But yeah, she's like the direct vessel of Spirit's messages. And she's ruled by the moon, which obviously is associated with you, Pisces. But it's that nice watery energy. So in your mental sector, you're at peace. You're very calm. Or if you don't totally relate to being like at peace, because obviously you're thinking about them, right? There's a sense of the opposite of impulsivity. Instead of being like, I love you and you're my person, you're just like, let me think this through. And maybe that has to do with this message that comes in, because when the message does come in for a lot of you, it does seem really fast, but almost maybe like a little bit sloppy. Like you're questioning their true intentions. Sorry, Pisces, I'm back. I was just coughing so bad. So the last thing I wanted to say with her is that sometimes she is the secret holder or the secret keeper. So there's some sort of secret that you either want to relate to them, or you caught on to, again, maybe some side activity. And here's the thing, that's why this is coming up too. The lines are blurry. For a lot of you, it was like you decided to take a break, but what were there rules about not seeing each other? I'm just getting blurred lines. Like literally that episode of Friends where they were like, everybody's giving Ross crap because he slept with someone else. He's like, we were on a break. That's sort of what I get. This meeting of the minds, there's something about a heavy conversation that has to be had. And for most of you, I sense that it has something to do with you learned something about your person or what was going on, or something that happened even maybe years ago that you've kept under the surface, you've been silent about, but all of a sudden it's like if someone's coming in with this offer of love, and I think this person is, there's a stipulation to it. It's like, I'll acknowledge it. I'm willing to consider it. But that's what I mean. It's like, but we have to talk because I know about this. And maybe it has to do with infidelity, or maybe it has to do with, again, the blurred lines of were we a thing or were we not? And if so, why were you with them? And all that. It's a little bit messy, but it's not irreparable. Is that the right term? It's not... I was going to say you can repair it is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I said that the right way. So that in your heart... Interesting. So for me, this isn't the most like mushy gushy emotional card. It does indicate teamwork, but it doesn't come from a place of being like lost in your emotions, being the hopeless romantic. But I actually really like that for you. So because you are naturally a water sign and you approach things with love and emotional intelligence and integrity, usually, right? Your best intention anyway. So if they come in with an offer, you're approaching it like building blocks, like, okay, like maybe, like what could we do with this? It's almost like you're mapping it out. You're trying to plan how this could possibly work, sort of, which actually sounds kind of harsh when I hear myself say that. So, but you are the one who's having the judgment call here, the assessment. I do feel like this person is the one who communicates with you, Pisces. I have several cards indicating that they're the ones making the action. You are much more like, I'm going to sit here and think about it. I'm almost getting you like you scribbling something on a whiteboard. Maybe that's what you do for your job or something like that. But it's almost like a metaphor for trying to get like puzzle pieces to fit together, or how to solve some sort of like, what do they call those things? Like brain teasers, or you know what I mean? Like it's like you have to solve the puzzle. If there are this many people in a room and 4 of them are wearing hats, like it's something like that. And that's all being relayed to me in metaphor about you trying to really understand how this could work. And that's sort of what indicates to me that it did get complicated somewhere in your past, or maybe that's what you're going through now. Maybe you're broken up and you still think about this person and you're wanting to communicate, but someone had to go off and pursue something individually before they could come in and make any sort of real offer that was grounded or rooted in terms of wanting to grow into the future with you. It was almost like they needed to be certain that you were their person. And that in itself sounds a little bit harsh to me. Every circumstance is different. I'm not going to say that that's impossible, that you guys won't come together and it'll be amazing, because for some of you it absolutely could be. But there is a sense of, and I think I'm channeling your energy in this reading. So there is a sort of sadness about, well, why didn't you know before? Did you guys relate to that message at all? It's like, I knew you were my person, but like, why weren't you certain about me? And the thing is, after all of that, there's a role reversal, because then I think you have another ace, by the way. You have 3 aces. Someone comes in, again, earth, water, and fire. 3, the number 3 here. Hey, Pisces. Someone comes back in with Again, an offer that is from a knight. They're fun, they're wacky, they're a wild card, right? That's exciting. But does it give you the long term that I think some of you are looking for? I would just ask you to question that, because your heart does feel kind of heavy, like it just kind of sunk that somebody chose someone else over you, or again, it's like someone needed to take a break. I'm just sensing confusion. It's like, well, what do you mean you want to take a break? Like, I thought we were in this together, We're a team, right? The card of teamwork. Again, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have 3 of Cups. Even if this isn't a third party thing, this does indicate to me a lot of you have a child with this person. So then coming up in your action card, I mean, in a sense, this is an action card. I do sort of get that this person comes back into your life and it stirs up a lot of chaos and emotions and feelings again. It's not all bad because it's almost like ripping off a Band-Aid. It's like, do it quick and fast, because it's like maybe that's a metaphor for sex. Oh my goodness, the way I said that. It's almost like we need to get down to the core of what's going on, where you're at, where I'm at. We need to have this heavy conversation. So even though it's going to be a little bit painful, digging up things that happened in the past, and for a lot of you, like a secret. I just keep kind of getting that with the High Priestess. It's not going to be the most... I don't even know how to phrase it, like nurturing conversation. I think there's going to be a lot of heavy truths, but ultimately from that, if you're willing to sort of duke it out a little bit and make sure that everybody gets to say what they need to say, the master communicators, but meet on the same level. None of this like ego, bullshit, authority, I'm in command. Like, no, that's in reverse. That's out the window. If you guys can both like see eye to eye on some things, there's the potential for this to go places. You can go from rocky waters to smooth sailing, right? Up ahead. And again, 3 people are on the boat here. For a lot of you, it's like you're trying to salvage a family or salvage a relationship that, yes, you could have been blindsided that this person decided to leave you. That's what this could be too. But why it's coming up, I think, in your action, it's either that you're going to choose to do something that you never thought you would do, and it might be reject this person's offer. If it's not that, your action card is indicating that you're going to open up and let this person in with their offer. You're going to allow them to share their truth and discuss things with you. But it's almost like... You almost have to decide how you feel about it before you take action. You have to see like the aftermaths, like the effects of how this conversation impacts you. And from there, that's where you're going to decide whether or not you want to heal this relationship or not. Because in order, the Tower comes in and then there's healing. That's what I was getting at over here. Your person, they had to go off and sow their wild oats and be, the crazy fire sign that they are. Fires need oxygen, right? Got to keep them stoked and happy and short attention spans, right? My fire signs. That's what I mean. Their fire dulled after a while, and they realized that there was warmth, there was passion with you, Pisces. And so I don't want to say they come crawling back, because I do sense that this person has a bit of an ego or a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I'm sorry, cross watchers. I love you. Anyway, they do come back in to heal, to repair. But again, it's kind of up to you how you want to go with that. So I'll clarify it, but quite frankly, I don't think it's going to tell me, because all the Pisces out there are going to react a little bit differently, because you all have a different history with this person. Ultimately, like, the stories are probably similar, but the transformation leads to the Lovers. So Scorpio and Gemini energy, if that means anything to anyone. You guys both might have moons that are Scorpio and Gemini potentially, but transformation to bring the love back together, to something about like bridge the gap. What stands between them is a mountain. There's a lot to get over. There's a big hurdle that came between you guys in the relationship, but it seems like you're both interested. Here's what I'll say. For most of you, it's the masculine energy coming back in to express some sort of truth. I do think that's, for a lot of you, a fire sign. Doesn't have to be. You, Pisces, whether you're male or female, it's indicating to me, because you're showing up as the High Priestess, you're looking to source. You're looking to the angel above, Archangel Michael. You're almost looking to get your directionals, your cues from them, which is absolutely right. As the High Priestess, again, messenger to spirit. It's almost like You hear them out. You dig up the past. They're open to making some sort of final judgment call on whether we can save what's left of the relationship, whether or not we want to transition into chapter 2 or part B or however you want to say it. I think you hear them out, but then ultimately you're like, so what do you think, guys? Like, you're looking at your spirit guides and your guardian angels like, so are we cool with this person? Like, do we like them? And follow your intuition, because your intuition is going to help you make this deciding factor. All right. One last card on the Tower. What is the most important thing about the Tower? I'm literally seeing fire out of this Tower, which to me is indicating a fire sign. Some of you may have lost a home because of this person. I don't think it was literally a fire or like a fire in an apartment building or something like that. It may have had to do with someone who didn't have their finances in order. And yeah, something about a secret. They may have lost their job and not told you, but you knew, or something about that. I don't know what that secret is, but Spirit wants me to clarify the secret. The Hanged Man. Yeah, for some of you, yeah, and I did say the apartment building. And that wouldn't be the secret, though. Something about and don't freak out. I don't necessarily want to predict this. I don't know why that came through, though. Something about a fire in a building. It could have been at work. It could have been I don't know what. The secret, though, has to do with the Hanged Man. So that Piscean energy, that dreamy Neptune energy, was that somebody may have been dreaming of someone else at one point, even if that's not recent. Also, something about feeling like they're being held hostage at work. This person may have put work before you several times. There is something about this person once told you that they stayed late at work, but really it's like they were just off with the guys grabbing beers. But to you, you were very offended that they couldn't just be honest with you and tell you the truth. So again, even if it's not third-party stuff in terms of like the other woman or the other man, it could just be that they weren't upfront and honest with you all the time. And here's why. It's because, as we said, you were like the heavy in this relationship. You were the one who was like scolding the child when they misbehave. But I mean, I got to be honest, Pisces, you have a Knight of Wands on your hand. They're going to misbehave. It's just, they're knights, they're teenagers, they're immature. It's in their nature. They're still learning how to become the Fire King. So maybe this is indicating maybe they have done a lot of growing. Maybe they have learned the error of their ways for some of you. But I got to be honest, their energy of action forward, it's coming in as the Knight. So did they learn some valuable lessons during this whole like, let's be single or let me try this other person on? Maybe they did. Again, it's going to be a little bit different, but I think you need to address some sort of long-standing secret that you need to bring to light, right? There's something about the moon. You need to bring it into the sun so that everything can be seen. Everything can be illuminated. Let's get it all up and out so we can close out this cycle like fully and completely. Because what I was saying too with all these aces is like, when this person comes back in, it's a whole new ball of wax. It's a whole new game. There's different rules. Like, the past is in the past and that's cool. But moving forward, it's like, this is how we're going to do it. And if you step out of line, like, I'm going to cut you. It's very stern. It's very strict. All right, let's throw some romance angels on this. Pisces, I meant for this to be a short video. Now we're over, now we're over half an hour. Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So that's the sex card. Pisces, you don't like sex, do you? No. Never Pisces, right? I'm just kidding. You guys love sex. I know you do. Retreat, it is time to disconnect from the world. We'll take one more. Pisces are into that kink scene. I know you guys. You guys are freaky. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just teasing. And then codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Yeah, that definitely speaks of water signs in general too. So, all right, guys, that's what I got for you. Like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if any of this resonates for you. I do hope this helped you on some level. That's what I'm aiming to do here. But I do think you're going to have a decision to make, and it's up to you how you want to proceed. All right, signs that wanted to come out. You have Double Capricorns. That's the name of an album by Jason Schwartzman, Double Capricorn. Or is it, no, it's Robert Schwartzman. Actually, those two names might mean something to someone, Jason and Robert, the way I said that, or even Schwartzman, I suppose. Pisces and Aries, all right. So yeah, and actually surprised that Aries is the only fire sign that came out because you had a lot of them. But anyway, those are the ones that maybe I didn't hit upon that wanted to be seen. So like, share, subscribe. I will see you beautiful Pisces very soon for more tarot. Bye guys.